What is up, everybody? We have All for One. I had to spend 700 for him, so all in all, not too bad. If I spend another 300, I could get the Deku skin. I got two Mount Lady skins. I don't, I whatever. I wasn't even gonna roll for it in the last in the last roll, so but we got it. All for One so far to me, like my initial impression of this character, he's pretty strong. I know I talked about in the last video where he didn't have movement, but he doesn't. He really does not need it. If this character had movement, it's kind of a pain. You can see right here, like sucking somebody in, and then stunning them with the beta, and then the Bakugo teammate was able to just shoot him. I think this character may change the meta unless people learn to dodge this gamma. Being able to hit them with multiple hits of the beta and then being able to hit them with the alpha immediately afterwards is so strong. I'm not going to sit here and say OP. It's literally just the first day. Just got him. But this technique, when you use this beta, you don't have to use it all the way. You can just use it for about 5 hits, and then there's 2 additional hits afterwards. If those 2 additional hits hit, they knock the opponent over. But you don't want to knock the opponent over in certain situations. Maybe if you're trying to get away and you want to create some space, I would get it. You would just use the whole beta. But, I mean, it leaves you stuck there longer, and it leaves you, just open to getting attacked. But you can definitely get some more damage by not using the beta all the way, which is basically what I'm trying to say. So, with that in mind, this character is kind of crazy. I mean, like, look, I just switched to Deku and used the Black Whip. Somebody in the comment section on the last video said that he can store all the abilities. He can't. So the way his special action works is that he gets it like a Toga clone, right? And then he can turn it on and off whenever he wants. But once you turn off the abilities that you've taken, you have a reload time that you have to wait out. I'm not sure how long it is. Could be like 20, maybe 30 seconds. Obviously, you can, turn that cooldown on with the gamma, or sorry, not gamma cards, but the purple cards, and it'll reload faster. But I mean, your character's purple, and you may need those cards, so it depends. I mean, if you max out alpha and then you get a purple alpha, then there's a reload. So my thing is though, I really feel like this character can upgrade whatever he wants first. And the reason why I say that is because Gamma, you can suck them in and then you can have the beta do like a ton of damage. But look right here, like I just used Gamma to get the cement toss, and I used the beta just not all the way. I was even in the air, and then I just started blasting alphas, and the alphas were hitting multiple people at the same time. That's crazy. If you charge his alpha 2, it'll also hit multiple people if they're along the path. This character can definitely deal out some damage, but he can also set up his teammates for some hella damage, which is pretty nice. And his alpha is probably one of the fastest. Oh, I can't say that because Bakugo exists, but his alpha is probably like the second fastest alpha that I've ever seen. It might be the same as Deku. I did not feel like I had to leave my shots that much. I was letting auto aim do most of the work, but I don't know. Well, I'll have to go back to Deku and see and play him for a bit and compare. But alpha is really, really good. Beta, super good after landing a gamma, or if you just want to hit somebody through the wall, get them off of you. And then the gamma itself is really nice as a pushback tool, or a, you just want to do a combo tool. So this character's pretty good, pretty dang good. I definitely would put him in A tier, just off of initial reaction. But I'm not sure if this is going to be the new thing. I don't know if this character is going to be the new character that's going to be on everybody's team. But he's definitely scary, and should definitely be careful with him. So one other thing I want to mention with this character is when he's running, you can't really hear him running. He's got like this floating sound, but the floating sound isn't it's not very loud. Like him walking around is louder than him sprinting, like his version of a sprint. and that allows you to hear so much going on around you because you're not hearing your own footsteps. I think that's super, super good. It's just, it's nice. And I can't really say anything bad about this character. I mean, he's got 400 HP. He's got a pushback tool, and then he can take people's quirks and be able to use them whenever he wants. And he can turn it on and off. So even if All For One takes another All For One's abilities, you could do Gamma, turn off the ability, or sorry, you could do Gamma, turn on the ability, Gamma, turn off the ability, Gamma again if you wanted to. So even if he clones himself, or not clone, sorry, clone, blood, whatever, even if he takes the abilities off of himself, it's just nuts. Because the cooldowns are just insane. But here, I'm going to pop a full team heal for my team, and you can see that I have my alpha and my gamma maxed out. I think that might be the way to go for me personally. I think I'm just gonna want to max out gamma too, because like the range on gamma is pretty crazy, and it's also like a defensive thing. I could use it as a defensive thing, where if I don't want people near me, you just flick it and get people off you. You know, run around some houses or buildings for a little bit, and if people want to keep chasing you, flick it again. It's a nice time waster. Definitely saves you some time. I really like his gamma more than his beta, and I don't really see myself using beta as a way to deal damage. I think I'm just going to use it as like a setup to have people take some hits from my teammates, but also allow me to get those alphas in by not using the beta all the way. So here we have I think, an All For One and a Deku getting away from us. I don't really like his melee, so I'm glad that came up, because that missing right there was kind of weird. Like, I hit the first hit, or was it just the second hit? Either way, one of the hits connected. So I should have been able to just do my full combo, but that was not the case, and I'm not a fan. One thing I'm going to have to definitely do, though, is practice to see if I can dodge roll the full gamma on this character, because I really do not want to get hit by full gamma by All For One. Like, it's going to be really annoying, especially when people start figuring out, and if you're in this channel, congrats, now you know, that you can just do the beta part way and, you know, get additional gamma damage and afterwards. So he definitely would have got hit by 2 alphas right there, and here I was trying to dodge the gamma. It just was not. Like I said, I need to practice on that. So that was a nice catch by him. He used the beta. I'm trying to catch him through the wall, and here you can see what I was talking about. So I used gamma. I turned on my different All For One, and then I was going to go back to my other gamma, but unfortunately I was just taking too much damage. My teammate was trying to help me, but the All For One pulled me out of the building with his gamma, and that was pretty smart. I do like that you can do that on down people, so kudos to him. That was well played. And I realized here that our teammate wasn't even helping us with this fight, so shout outs to the Deku. I guess this guy just had to go AFK. Not a big deal, it was an unranked match anyway, so we'll just move on to the next one. But yeah, I think having what was it, like 4 assists and 4 assists, 4 kills, and then 4.4k damage, not a bad game. Not a bad game at all, and I definitely showed off a lot of tools in ways that makes this character kind of strong in the way that I was explaining. So we're going to move on to the next match, and that will be it. Alright, so we skipped the looting phase. I just went ahead and got us right to the action. You can see that I leveled up my alpha first, and this game was actually played before the first match. I'm not sure why I just uploaded it or added it to the whatever. Because I guess maybe because I get a win in this. I'm not too sure. I lost the last one. I might lose this one too. Actually, don't remember. I played quite a few games that I got distracted IRL. So if Idas are pestering you, you now have a button to push them off of you, and your alpha is really good. So long as you can aim, you can actually deal a lot of damage and tell them to back off. So I think he handles the Ida matchup really nicely. And then his alpha, if you charge it up all the way, is actually really nice for destroying buildings. I noticed that I was getting like 1 hits on buildings. So that's pretty cool, especially if you're looking to clear out some of those areas. But here we have the Ida trying to get to me, and I'm just missing all my alphas. Again, this was like my first time playing this character. But here you can see the fully charged alpha, and it just hits. And it will go through multiple people. So the way it travels like that, it goes really far and will go through multiple people up until it hits like a building or its limit. But the limit on it is pretty dang far. So here, I probably should have gammed him and pulled him around the corner, especially with my teammates near me. But that's okay. We're learning. I'm going to heal up a little bit. Maybe not. Oh, my teammates was giving me the Ida blood, which is pretty cool. I didn't use this blood, or I keep saying blood. I didn't use these abilities. In hindsight, probably should have, especially since the character was new and I just got them. But I wasn't really sure how it all works. I do know now, but yeah, it would have been cool to actually turn on Ida and like show you guys like how to use, like what his gamma looks like, and just flipping around with All Might, or All for One. Sorry, I said All Might. But I think later in this video we did get it twice, and I'm not going to spoil what the clone button does, the beta, but it's actually pretty cool. So here we held the gamma, I held the beta for a little bit. I did practice this combo before I went into a real match. So I noticed that if you like I was saying earlier, you just hold the beta, and if you don't hold it all the way, it won't down them, it won't put them in like in a down state. Instead, it'll just let them fall down to the ground and still just be able to retaliate or what have you. So here we have another All for One. I see him and a teammate. I really want to hit these charge shots. These charge shots will put people in a down position immediately as soon as they get hit by it. But your regular alpha does not. I don't think the alpha at any point in time. Oh, there's the beta. Yeah. So you can see the beta clone comes out and he just starts. He just starts using his alpha, which is kind of crazy. Like, I didn't expect alpha when it come out. I thought it was going to be a twice clone that came out. And here I'm just throwing knives as if I am a twice, which, yeah, it's super cool. I do think that if you've played multiple characters, you're going to really enjoy this character. Especially if you're somebody who's like played Toga, or like all the different character combos and tricks and stuff like that. You will definitely have some familiarity here when changing into another person. You won't have to take their name tag either, so that's actually a really cool thing. But here we're going to take the Endeavor. I thought you could store multiples, so that's why I'm like doing the finisher a lot. I should have just picked a character that I kind of wanted to keep in the pocket. And unfortunately, you don't, well, not unfortunately, because this character would be really busted, but you don't get the special action when you do transform into the other character's abilities. I think if you had the special action, this character would absolutely just be nutty. And maybe a little too overpowered. just a bit. But here I was holding alpha. I forgot that I was in the special action. So actually, something I want to tell you about. In the special action, if you get it down, like I'm using the Endeavor blood right now, right? If I said blood again. If I knock somebody down and then go into the special action, I will immediately transform or turn into the abilities of the person that I just knocked down. Does that make sense? So if you're, oh my god, look at this damage, look at that gamma, and then that bait. Oh my goodness. Sorry, we got distracted. Okay, so if you use that special action, like let's say we knock down a Deku while we're using Endeavor abilities and we use the special action, you will now start using immediately Deku abilities. You don't have to like change it or switch it over. If you do press the button after you take the abilities, you're gonna put yourself on the reload and you're putting yourself back into the All for One abilities, which again by themselves are really not bad. All of his abilities you could definitely, like, even if you didn't really know how to play the other characters, this character you can definitely just get away with playing on his base form without using his special abilities, which is kind of nuts. But I thought he may have been like a little, he can definitely get chased depending on whether or not he has somebody else's abilities. However, he definitely has some ways and tools if he's near buildings and stuff to just like keep the chase going and get people to stay off of him, allowing him to kind of get away. And the fact that you can't really hear his footsteps also makes it so that he's kind of good at just like sneaking away and maybe able to break some ankles here. again, definitely around buildings or bushes or what have you, but really strong tool. Here, I'm just using Shiggy's abilities just because why not? You know, I took the ability, even though the Shiggy's not maxed. It's all good. I just wanted to have some fun with using a different ability, like within this character. It's like kind of playing like Toga for the first time, but we were able to get that down with that Gamma, and the abilities won't level up. There's no, so you might have wondered, like, can I level up somebody else's abilities after I've taken them? No, you cannot. So the abilities that you take are strictly just for that character for that you've taken, and like those abilities cannot be leveled up. You're stuck with them. So whatever levels they had, that's what you get. You can't upgrade them. If you do try to use like the rainbow cards and stuff, it'll just go to your base form for all for one. So you won't really get anything out of that. So if you take a character that has like really weak abilities, well, just keep in mind that you're kind of stuck with those. So it may not always be best to, you know, take somebody's special action just because, or use your special action just because somebody's on the ground. You might figure like, oh, that Ochako didn't have Car when I was fighting her. I don't really want her blood unless she had it, so I'm just gonna use, you know, whoever I have currently. Or maybe you don't have anybody at all, you just need something, and I mean that's fine too. But I just wanted you to be aware that you cannot just, you know, level it up. So there is that. Here we have a Toga that was hiding in a bush. She took a full 200 damage from that fully charged Alpha, which is super crazy. I'm charging it up again, and then yeah, they did get the down on them. I found the Froppy, and then I held her. I hit her with the beta, and right there you can see the Denki just piling on the damage because she wasn't getting knocked over, and the projectiles were just so strong. And yeah, it just that setup is just going to be really common and really crazy. So this is why I kind of want to learn how to dodge that Gamma immediately, because I don't want to be put in situations like that, because crowd control in this game is already something that people really just dislike. That's why Denki got nerfed. That's why Todoroki Ice was nerfed. I mean, it's going to be a problem with this character, and I know people are going to complain. It's kind of one of the reasons why people are kind of complaining about Shiggy already, when he has that Gamma plus Beta combo. And yeah, we're adding more crowd control to the game, and that is definitely a hella crowd control move, especially when you can hit multiple people at a time with your Beta and your Alpha, and your teammates can just pile on like that. It's pretty nuts. But let me know what you guys think of this character. Do you think he's OP? Do you think he is not going to be, you know, something that we have to worry about? Or, you know, whatever you want to tell me, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble about this new character. You definitely see me post more videos about him, especially within this week. So I will see you guys next time. Take it easy.